Alright guys, we're going to start our workout with 15 to 30 minutes of jumping rope, depending on what you can do. Now when you're jumping rope, if you can see my feet, that I shift the weight over and I go from one foot to the other. I don't want you doing these high, obnoxious jumps and throwing your feet to the floor, like you walk around like Bigfoot. Stay nice and light on your feet, just like we would in sparring. Now we're going 15 to 30 minutes, so you got to do a lot of stuff to occupy your mind, keep yourself busy. So you can add little changes in your rhythm, pick your knees up a little bit, make it go a little faster. When you need to go back to normal, this is your resting pace, as much rest as this is. Then you can add little tricks. We have a lot of time on our hands, so we can practice our jumping rope. Crisscrossing out to the side, crossing in front of you. These are all things that you can do to keep your mind busy while we're jumping rope for half an hour. So turn the TV on, get a nice flick, and practice your jumping rope. Now if you're feeling real froggy, you can get real low, practice your squats with the jumps. Give me 10 squat jumps for my advanced jump ropers. And then if you mess up, get a little rhythm back, and back to it. All right, try to maintain the rhythm the best you can. And then we'll move on to our next activity. Remember, 15 minutes to a half an hour. If you mess up, just get right back to it. Let's get it, guys. All right, so one of the most important things in boxing is your footwork. Just like in Taekwondo, you want to keep our feet apart, get a little pep in your step. Now, when I step forward, since I'm a righty, my right foot's in the back, my left foot's in front. Whatever direction I'm going towards, I'm going to move that foot first. So when I step forward, my front foot's going to go, my back foot's going to follow. Notice I keep that right up on the ball of my foot. That way, if I have to back up, I can press right off it and hit the bad guy. All right? So we step forward, front foot, back foot. I keep my weight in the center. I don't lean forward. If your head goes past the knee, you're going to have a bad day. You're going to be looking at the ceiling. Squat your knees a little bit. Keep your chin down and just work on your steps. So forward, it goes left foot, right foot. Going backwards, going to be right foot, left foot. Now, I keep my weight in the center. I'm not leaning forward or back. Nice and centered, forward and backwards. Now, when I want to go left and right, I'm going to have to move the foot that's closest in that direction. So when I step to the left, it's going to be left, right. When I step to the right, it's going to be right, left. My feet never come together. They never cross. No matter what I'm doing, I maintain the same distance between my feet, pivoting, stepping. Even if I go back to bouncing and punching, my feet maintain about 1.5 feet distance in between them. So, when you're taking your steps, we're going to add the jab. So once you get down the basic stepping motion, now we're going to do our most important thing, which is our walking stick or jab. So when we step, as soon as my front foot hits the ground, my jab should be hitting the bad guy in the face. Or in this case, fully extend it and come back. So when I step, throw the jab, right here. This is all you got to practice to start out. Now we're going to do the same thing backwards. You got to jab in every direction. So I step back, foot hits the ground, jab goes out. And I'll turn so you can see me straight on. My right hand stays here. My elbow nice and close to my body. Your liver's on your right side. You do not want to get hit there. Keep those elbows in and step and jab. All right, I'm keeping my hands nice and loose. So it's almost like I just washed my hands and I'm shaking them dry. Got to keep them nice and relaxed. So when I shoot it out, I'm keeping my hand open for now. But when you're actually hitting a target or a person, you're going to fully extend and twist your hand so your big knuckles are pointed down just a little bit. This will limit the contact with these little baby knuckles, which is what's going to break your hand. So keep your hands up, fully extend it, and I add the step. All right, guys, give that a try. Okay, so we just learned our jab and how to walk with that. Now we're going to add our cross. So as our foot hits the ground, our punch is going to be fully extended. Now I'm going to add the two, my cross to it. So jab goes, my foot hits the ground, same time my punch ends. Now when I throw the two, this foot's going to come up and I'm going to put the ball of my foot in the ground and turn my hips. The power of your punch comes from your hips, not your arms, so it doesn't matter how big your arms are. It's a matter of turning your hips into the punch and snapping your shoulder, just like it would be with a kick. Your power comes from your legs. So we're going to throw 1-2, 1-2, but we're going to start out with 1-2, make it nice and simple. So jab, cross, and then you're going to pull your shoulder back. We can get a little bit of head movement in there. Just move your shoulder to the opposite knee and drop down a little bit. I'll do a more thorough lesson on slipping later, but right now we're just working on our punches and connecting our hands with our feet. So imagine there is an invisible wire coming from your hand to your foot on the same side. So when the punch goes out, the foot goes out. Now if I lean forward, it's not going to work out for me. I gotta keep my weight in the center and keep my punches consistent. No punches too hard. We're just picking and poking. So when we throw the 1, 2 and pull it back, once we get that down, we're gonna have the 1, 2, 1, 2. So with the 1, 2, 1, 2, I'm just gonna add another 2 shots to it. Now, as long as I don't push myself forward, it'll be easy to follow up with another jab. So my foot follows my hands and the rhythm matches. If you gotta match your breathing to it to help you, it's even better. Extra points for that. So, now you don't have to be as obnoxious as me. I like to make noises with it. You could just breathe. But I like a little growl with it. Let them think you're a little crazy. So, all right, so we practice it forward. Then we're gonna work backwards. So, now I'm gonna work on angles. Once I get forward and backwards now, we're gonna start turning with it. So going to the left is gonna be 1, 2, 1, 2. This will get me out of their direct punching path. So I use this to get around, then I can hit my pivot and follow up my other shots or get the heck away. Going to the right hand side, I'm gonna start with my right hand and I'm gonna step with my right foot at the same time. 2, 1, 2, 1. But we got a little bounce to it, and I'm gonna follow the circle around. 2, 1, 2, 1. And a little bit of head movement. Now back this way. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now this would be a good drill to use weights with. So I have my little 3-pound workout weights, is what I like to use. So while we're warming up, let's say shadow box for 15 minutes or half an hour, just like jump a rope. Especially now since we're on quarantine, we got nothing else to do, we might as well. So you can use weights with it. You can change the numbers, you can do more than 4 punches. That's just what I did to keep it nice and simple. So if you don't have weights to use, since everybody's buying up all the water bottles, I'm assuming you guys have these at home, you can hold them up and use the water bottles as your weights. Just connect your feet with your hands. Don't worry about doing anything fast or hard. Just figure out the technique. Now make sure every time you punch that you pull your shoulder up to protect your chin. That's the snooze button. You don't want to get put back to sleep, have them turn off your alarm. So keep those shoulders up, chin down, eyes forward. Let's give it a try, guys. Let me know. I'll just cut out the beginning. So we did our technical aspect of it, adding the jab, the 1, 2, and the 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we're gonna add it into our workout. So what's gonna happen is, we're gonna throw our 1, 2, 1, 2, and drop down into a burpee. Back up, 1, 2, 1, 2, and drop down into a burpee. Up. Now, depending on what your conditioning is, what you can handle, you can do 30 seconds to a minute. I want to do this drill 3 times over, though. So, we're going to start with the 1, 2, 1, 2 and burpee. Then we're going to move into burpee and high knees. Bring your knees up to your hands, not your hands down to your knees. So right here, for 30 seconds to a minute. And push yourself. Aspire to do more. All right? After that one, we're going to do 180 jumps. So, we do our burpee. Then as we come up, we're going to jump and turn and burpee. All right? Those are our 3 exercises at the end of class. 30 seconds to a minute each, 3 times over.